Yeah.
Okay. So I'm here with Gina and with Katie, who were a part of the English camp this year, helping out our church to put this English camp on in Caillou together in partnership with the organization Coma. And I have questions for both of them because it was somewhat of a surprise to see adults along on a youth event. So my first question, I guess, is are you confused, or what? How did you find yourself on a youth event? How did you find yourself in Estonia with a handful of youth and a youth English camp?
Okay. Well, one of the youth that is here is Becca. She's my daughter. She just finished her 9th grade year. And when she expressed an interest in traveling overseas, working with the missions trip with Woodman Valley, we were looking through the application, and one of them was an English camp, and here in Estonia, and that was her first choice. And I'm a high school teacher, and I said, can I come with you? Maybe they need adult volunteers, and so I applied as well. She said yes, which is anytime your teenager wants you to come on a trip, you should go. And so I applied and was able to come, and had a wonderful time getting to know my daughter a little bit better, seeing her interact with a group differently than I typically see. Her nose wasn't in the phone all the time. She wasn't doing homework, not hiding in her room. And also getting to know her friends, and then the youth through our travels, plus the youth here in Estonia. And it's just been great for me, kind of a mother-daughter bonding thing, plus working with high schoolers in the States. They all know, all of my students know that I was coming. So it'll be great to go back and share these experiences with them as well.
Good. So it integrates with the rest of your year when you head back to work.
High schoolers are my life.
Excellent. Good. What about you, Gina?
Mine is twofold. My family has been very active in missions. My husband was a former missionary kid, so he's grown up across the world. But my 3 kids, Holly's my youngest that's here, has been on several missions trips, and this is, believe it or not, my first. So I thought, I need to experience this. I need to figure out. I have been very active in Woodman Youth previously, just doing different food ministry items and things like that. And I'm a firm believer that we should not just release our kids to youth. I think we need to be a part of it. They come alongside us. And that's part of what our church emphasizes, is that they're there to be a resource.
That's great.
So.
That's great. And how did you find it? What are your thoughts about the time that you've been here? Challenging? Easy?
I have found it just fantastic. I mean, it's much more, being that it's my first, it's much more integrating. I love seeing the Estonians mixed with the Americans, just the friendships that are forming, years of, separating already. Me personally, just sleeping on the floor is a little hard in your 40s. But well worth it. Well worth it. Yep.
I think kind of the big takeaway that I've gotten is that teenagers are teenagers regardless of what spot on earth you are. They all are. They have the same struggles, the same needs. They have the same taste in music, which really kind of surprised me. Same likes and dislikes, and so it was great just to be a part of that. And yeah, struggle-wise, I would say sleeping on the floor. Yeah, agreed. But you know what? It's one of those, 4 days.
Sure.
And whatever, minor sacrifice, easy.
What do you think the payoff is in this? I mean, 4 days of sleeping on the floor, in my book too, is pretty near torture. But what do you think the payoff is in the long run? It was a great camp. Things went well. The 2 teams worked well together. The mix of the cultures was fun. But in terms of Woodman's youth ministry, maybe even our youth ministry, what do you think the long-term benefit is of having things like this happen and having an older generation be involved and come alongside?
I think a big payoff in the future is we already have a couple of kiddos from your group who are talking about coming to Colorado. We've made such a connection with them. I think not just the student to student, but you know, Gina and I have been able to say, yes, come and stay at our house. So whoever parents are listening, hope that can work out. It's okay. We'll keep them safe, I promise. But you know, a lot of students, I gave all the mama hugs out, you know, and they, I think we were a little bit hesitant, you know, what's our role going to be here? Are we the mom, you know, camp mom kinds of things? But seeing our kids connect with each other allows us to connect with those students as well. And so I think that all of the students, regardless of which group they were from, campers, your church, our church, I think that they're all seeing that it's not just, you know, this teenage kind of a thing, that they can have relationships that aren't, you know, top-down relationships. So I felt a whole lot younger this week, playing the games and doing the camp dance, and you know, giving them grief and them giving me grief back, you know, kind of playing with them again. And I'm feeling like I'm mentally probably back in my 20s now, so that's good. Physically, yeah, a couple more bruises, couple more.
You know, I'm a firm believer that we're called to mentor. The Bible tells us to mentor the younger. And I love being a champion of the youth. And honestly, coming on this trip with teenagers, which is, you know, I used to be a kindergarten teacher, but I thought, you know, we're going to be in the background, they're going to do their own thing and be in their own realm. I was wrong. They wanted us to be included. They wanted us to be there. And wow, what a difference. What a difference having your kids, you know, say Becca and Holly, in their own turf, on their own talent shining, but at the same time being included. Because when we're home, you know, we'll all do our own schedule and things like that. But when you take the time to get involved in their world, it's a huge impact on them.
I think I only got one eye roll from my kid all week, so.
Well, I'm thrilled that the two of you came, that you participated in this. I'm thrilled, of course, that the whole team came. But as I think our two churches work towards getting better at reaching out to youth and finding ways to help them solidify their relationship with God and find their place in the church family, it's really encouraging to come up to situations where you find it working. So thanks for demonstrating that, and thanks for doing it here in Estonia, where we need that witness.
Absolutely, we loved it.
Yeah, we did. It was wonderful.